My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you're here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. There is this famous speech given by Admiral William H. McRaven. It's on YouTube. You can find it there. It's a commencement address to the graduates of the University of Texas at Austin. It was given on May 17th, 2014. And this admiral, who was a big shot, he went through Navy SEAL training and went to all these different wars, and very decorated admiral with a lot of experience. He was obviously a graduate from UT Austin, and he was giving this speech to his students that were graduating that year, and he was talking to them about changing the world. And he started off by telling them how they could change the world by changing the life of one person at a time, making a difference in their lives and making a difference in the world. But then when he gets to the practical advice, his main advice is that they make their bed every morning. Kind of surprising, right? Someone that is talking about changing the world, about going big and making a difference in life, and guys that are just graduating young, full of energy and smart. And the guy tells them that they need to make their bed every day in the morning. You can imagine the faces of disbelief on these young men and women's faces. Maybe they were expecting something bigger. Maybe the advice should have been that they climb Mount Everest, or that they jump off a cliff with a bungee. Something extraordinary. They were pretty much ready for anything. But he comes up with this basic, simple advice. Make your bed every day in the morning. And then he explains the value of small things. And then he helps them realize that making your bed every morning helps you start off with the right foot. And it gives you hope that no matter how bad the day is, no matter how difficult things are, no matter how much you mess up, at least you made your bed. You accomplished something. You did it well. This is very similar to what Jesus tells us today. In the gospel, we will read Jesus saying, "The person who is trustworthy in very small matters is also trustworthy in great matters." The importance of little things. Jesus gave great importance to those things. And he points it out many times. Like when he sees that widow, that poor widow, who puts a few pennies as contribution for the temple. Something that for most people was ridiculous, significant. But Jesus notices that that woman is giving it all. It was a little thing. But that little thing made a huge difference. We need to be trustworthy in very small matters. Of course, we also need to be generous in big matters, and we need to be able to respond to Jesus in big matters. But if we're not taking care of the little things, the things that might seem insignificant, then we won't be able to be generous when the big ones come. when you train for a marathon or for an Ironman, long, big races, every little thing matters. The way you train your nutrition, the way you rest. Each small training session has its own purpose, and you need to take care of those things. The shoes, the shoelaces, the fact that you're comfortable in your shorts or bib, whatever you're using. You need to take care of those things, because otherwise those little things can hurt you a lot, and they can end up destroying, ruining your race. People going up Mount Everest. I've never been up to Mount Everest, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and little things are extremely important. Small details make all the difference. And not taking care of a little detail can mean that they will never make it to the top. Or could mean, even worse, that they might die. Because they forgot some small thing, because the oxygen tank was in perfect state. Or so many little things that you can think of people going up to Mount Everest need to take care of. Or a man jumping off a bridge with a bungee cord. Hopefully someone is taking care of the little things, because otherwise you're going to jump and the bungee cord might not resist your weight, or maybe it wasn't calculated perfectly well and you end up going a little bit too far. Or maybe it's too tight and then you don't go all the way down and then it's painful, whatever. I don't know. I've never done any bungee jumping. I don't intend to. But all these big things that we can think of. I don't know why I'm thinking of bungee jumping as a big thing. It's exciting. And I guess when you're 23, that's something you're thinking about doing maybe. As you get older, you kind of stop being interested in that kind of stuff. At least I am. But when you think of big things, launching a rocket, going into space, whatever it is, it's made out of small things, little things, and we need to take care of them. That's where it all begins. If we take care of them, we will be trustworthy in the great things. If we don't take care of them, and Jesus continues saying that the person who is dishonest in very small matters is also dishonest in great ones. The perfect example of this, unfortunately, is Judas, one of the apostles, who had everything to be a saint. He betrayed Jesus Christ. A huge betrayal. Terrible thing to do. Most probably, that began with little dishonesties. And the gospel tells us how he was stealing from the purse. He was the one managing the money, and he was stealing. He was a thief. And probably it all started with, well, I'm going to borrow some money and just going to use it for this, then I'll give it back. Then he forgot, and it's like, well, no big deal. I'll just take a little bit more. Or this probably no one noticed. It's nothing. It's a small thing. And then he ended up betraying Jesus Christ, selling him for money. This has to be a wake-up call to all of us. Small things do matter. Making your bed every morning matters. It makes a difference, even if no one sees it. And like that, you can think of so many small details in your life. At work, at home, in your car, in your desk, in your phone. Take care of them. And that will make you more prepared for when the big things come, to take care of them as well. Let us ask our Lord Jesus Christ, help us to be trustworthy in little things. I Thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help to put them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.